Hey, my name's Elijah, and in this video, I'll show you how to customize your website using Breakdance. If you're learning how to make a WordPress website, a beginner-friendly visual site builder like Breakdance is going to make it much easier and faster to get a website up and running, and looking exactly how you envision. Let's jump into Breakdance and get started by customizing our site's homepage.
Let's start by swapping out this heading text. There are two ways we can edit text in Breakdance most of the time. One is by double-clicking and editing it in the preview, or we can edit it in the left-hand properties panel. Now you can see here there's some special code wrapped around this freelancer text to make it stand out like this. So we want to preserve that. And to do that, I'm going to edit the text in the properties panel instead of directly in the preview. So I'm going to change this to say, hey, we're bold creative. And then we'll change freelancer. And we're just editing the freelancer word, nothing else, to keep that fancy styling on it. And we'll say visionary. And we are web and graphic designers, so we'll add an S to the end of that. And then we have some placeholder text, so we'll come up with something nice to say here. Since this one doesn't have this special effect on any of the words, we can just edit it directly in the canvas by double clicking it. And we'll say, let us transform your next project from boring into memorable. Now that text could probably be way better. And one way you can save some time with this sort of change once you've imported a design set is with Breakdance AI, which is an add-on for Breakdance that gives you one-click AI-powered rewriting. So as you can see here, you can actually take a whole section and have the AI rewrite everything in that section. You can also select specific elements and you can have it rewrite those elements. You can also create custom macros that allow you to change the way the text is rewritten. You can shorten it, lengthen it, make it more formal, make it look like it was written by Snoop Dogg if you want. So really the possibilities are endless with this, and it will save you some time if you want to use Breakdance AI to rewrite all of your sections. But we're not using it in this example, so we'll just rewrite everything by hand really quickly. This big let's chatter text, let's change that to say let's work together. And we do want to change the link to point at our contact page. So as we're editing buttons, text, links, we're going to be looking at these details, right? We want to make sure everything's wired up correctly for our website and not the design set or something that's a placeholder. So we'll just change this to /contact. Notice I'm not putting the entire site URL in here. That's really not necessary with these links. So you can just use / and then the page's slug, which is the part after your main URL. Now we need to swap out this image. Now, images are interesting because they really carry a lot of weight when it comes to your site's experience. So it's worth putting a lot of effort into. If you have the ability to get custom photos created by a professional, that's always going to give the best impression. But if you don't have that, there are some other options. Pexels is a popular free option that offers really high quality photos that you can use on your websites. One catch with Pexels is you are going to have some videos mixed in. And for some reason, a lot of the images now are shown in vertical format. So what you can do is if you're searching for something like professional and it comes up and you have all these strange aspect ratio images, which some of these are landscape, so that's fine. But you can actually go in and filter these to make sure they're all horizontal and not vertical, which generally makes them a little bit more usable for things like big sections with a background image. If you've got the budget to pay for a library of stock images, I really like Motion Array. They have a lot of really high quality images that sometimes you can find sets that feature the same people, which will give you a more cohesive look if you're doing something like talking about customers or talking about a case study and you need some visuals to tie that all together. For instance, if we click this image, we're going to go in and we're going to see this image. We can download it. But also if we scroll down, we're going to see other similar images, which again helps us keep that consistency. And I think consistency is one of those fine details that really makes a website look professional versus amateur. So it's worth putting some time and effort into. Another note about images is when you download them, make sure you're not getting like the full size image. Make sure you're getting the image that is the size that you need. If you get one that's way too big, you can always resize it using something like Photopea. If you go to photopea.com, the app opens right up. You can paste the image in or upload it, and then you can use their export tools to resize the image, which is really, really handy. As long as your images are close to the size that you actually need to display them and not way, way too big, then you should be good to go and things won't take a long time to load. So I've used these various resources to go out and grab the images we need for the homepage. So I'm going to go ahead and start swapping them out. I'm going to select this image element, and on the left-hand side, under the content tab, you can see the image. I'm going to click choose. And here I can pick from the various images that I've uploaded. I'm going to select one and click choose, and then let's work our way down the page. I don't really think we need another ticker here, so I'm just going to select this element and completely remove it. And we also don't need this section, but maybe we'll replace it with something else. Let's get rid of that for now. And to add a new section to the page, we can just build it out. We can just click add and type section and drop it in. And you can see the styling is going to kind of track with what we've already set up on a global level. But rather than styling a whole new section and building it out ourselves, we can lean on the design set that we've imported. So let's get rid of this section, make sure we have this image selected, and we'll click add. Then we'll go to library. And we can either choose from the design set that we already imported, or what I like to do is I like to use this website, which will let you pick from the pages that are on your site. So let's go over to the pricing page, for instance, and here's our pricing plans. Here's this section. Let's say we want to insert this testimonial. We can click add to page, and that's going to drop it in right here. And then you can open the structure panel and move it around wherever you want. We know we want it up here below this section with the image in it. So let's click the little arrow to the left to collapse these other sections until we get to our testimonial section, which I believe is this one here. Let's just click it and make sure. Nope, it's the one right at the bottom. So then we can just click and drag this up into position. And now you can see that comes right after this big image. And that looks pretty good, but we do have a testimonial right after it already. So what we'll do is we'll make this second one just like an add-on to this first one. So we'll get rid of this text. And then I want to swap the layout on this second testimonial. So all we need to do, let's select this image. You can see this is inside of a columns element. So we have two columns. All we need to do is swap the columns. And now we have these kind of alternating testimonials. Now let's swap these images out. So let's hit choose, and we'll pick one of these examples of our work. And instead of this being testimonial, let's do like case study or something like that. We'll do beautiful, and then this emphasized word kind, we'll just swap it out for case, and then words will become studies. And then we need to swap out this text to make sense, and we'll do like an address. And then we'll title the project, Big Bunny Mural. And then down here, we could add some text about the project. And now we just need to do the same thing with our second one. But I do notice there's a lot of space between these two sections, so I'm going to tweak that. The way we do that is we select one of the sections, and then we go to spacing, and we go to the padding area. And the bottom one is the bottom padding. So let's change that to something like 32 pixels. Actually, let's do 64 because I think 32 won't be enough. Then on this section, we can do the same thing, but we'll change the top padding. And that makes them look a little bit more like they belong together. So now let's swap this image out for one of our projects. We'll do this one, and we'll add an address, add a title for the project, and then add some text. Now I do want the images to be a little bit taller and more consistent. You can see how this one's a slightly different size than this one. So one of my favorite ways to do that is with aspect ratio. We'll go to the design tab, go to image, and here you can see there's some width and stuff set, but we're worried about aspect ratio. So we'll set this to square, which is 1:1. And you've probably run into this before where the image gets stretched out if you set the height. We can fix that by changing object fit to cover. Now, we want this image to be set up the same way. Instead of setting the same settings on this image again, we can just right-click, copy this image, then right-click and paste design on this image, which makes it look exactly the same as the other one in terms of aspect ratio. So that section is good to go. Let's go down here and swap out this text, and then we'll swap over to these. This is where we would describe our services, for instance. Great, so that section's done. Let's go ahead down here. We have another image to swap out here. So let's select that and pick an image of our staff member here. So we'll click choose. And then this is an image also that came with the design set, but I don't want to use it. So I'm going to get rid of that and then get rid of the wrapper link as well. Now on this image, again, I want to change the aspect ratio a little bit. So we'll go to the design tab, image, and we'll set the aspect ratio to 1:1. That looks decent. Actually, we might want the same exact treatment as these images. So I'll just copy this again, go down here and paste the design. Yeah, that looks decent. And then that makes it consistent with the other images on the page. And we'll say about our visionary. And then we'll put a name here, Tom J. Smith, and then we'll just add a little biography blurb or something like that. Now let's make sure that our button is linked to the proper page. We want it to go to /about and on to the next section. And we'll call this our secret recipe. And we'll change this text to say, this is how we satisfy clients and deliver incredible results. I like good communication, friendly relationship, and design understanding, so I'm going to leave those, but let's change these. Now for the next section, we need another big image, so we'll select that, hit choose, and we'll go with, I don't think we've used this one yet. Let's choose that one and go up. There we go. So that swap that out. And then moving on to this section, we'll change this out and then we will adjust these details as well. All right, so we've got 3 projects that we want to kind of highlight here. But what I want to do is I actually want to remove this text and let this date float over to the right-hand side. So we'll remove the text and then we'll figure out how to get these to float. So if we look at our structure over here, we have a div, which is just like a container around some elements. Then we have our heading, which is this text on the left, and then we have our text here. So the easiest way to get these to float apart so that they're on opposite ends of their container is we can select the div, go to layout. Instead of having a fixed gap here, we can actually just get rid of that. And then under horizontal, we want to change our align to space between. Now there is a more updated interface for layout and Breakdance that you might see if you've added your own divs. So let me add another div here, and we'll just put it right above the div we just altered. And then we'll copy and paste our heading and text in there so that I can show you how to do it with the other interface that you might see. So on this div, which we've just added, if we go to layout, we're going to see some slightly different options. They're essentially the same thing, but they're just exposed a little bit differently. So here we want to set our layout to horizontal. And then here we'll say align space between. Then we have to add a width to the div itself. So we'll go to container and set the width to 100%. Note that with unit inputs in Breakdance, you don't have to click here and change the unit. You can just type the unit you want to use and it'll swap for you. So you can see here we achieve the same kind of layout using this more updated interface. We don't actually need this extra div, so we'll get rid of it. And then since we have the styling we want for this one, we'll copy it and then paste it across to these other divs. Paste design. And now everything's aligned nicely. Let's go down and get rid of this image since we're not using it on other areas. And that brings us all the way to our footer. So let's save this and go up to the front end. And we'll just scroll through what we've done so far. Now you can see we've got our brand colors, we've got our custom text logo, our menu, our contact button. We've got all our text swapped out here. We've got our images swapped out, and this just looks like a completely different website at this point. So we've taken an off-the-shelf design and we've turned it into our own website with our own brand identity without spending all day building it out from scratch. So this will save you a ton of time if you need to spin up a website and there's already a design in the library that kind of matches what you need. You can see it's so easy to customize it, especially the fundamentals like colors and typography, because it's all set globally. You don't have to go through each page and change each thing individually, which will literally save you hours of editing time. Now I do see one final tweak I want to make, which is this little line coming down. So let's go ahead and get rid of that. So we're going to go to global styles because this is set up in the CSS that comes with the design set. And here's where we can find our style sheet. So if you have something that you're not sure exactly where it's coming from, and you notice that some of the text is wrapped in a span, which we saw when we were editing the text, then this is the place to look. And you can see here, these are actually labeled for which page they're on. So let's find the one that says home. That will save us a little bit of work here. Let's get rid of that. There you go. We're going to get rid of that there. The other ones I think are fine, but I just didn't love it here in the hero section. So now we can save and pop out to the front end to see the finished design.
With that, our design is complete. Now we can use the same techniques to customize every other page or even new pages on the website in just a few minutes. Again, my name's Elijah, and thank you for watching.